former henna artist, and does all this cool painting stuff. And she like made these hats, and she made Knessa these earrings, and she made Yemel these sick resin wrapped Decentraland design wood. It was really cool. I took a photo of those. I should post it. But this dude, like Knessa was saying, he's like all in Decentraland, and he's been DJing where he lives. I forget where he said he lived, but he DJs every week to like hundreds of people, and he puts them on screen. He puts Decentraland on screen, and he's already progressively thinking like, I can't wait until Decentraland is mobile so that the people in real life can participate in Decentraland while they're watching me DJ in real life. And I never considered that as a good use case for mobile. I thought that was brilliant, and it was cool to meet. He was really cool to meet, really friendly dude, and he's pretty active in Decentraland, but he's quiet. He like so I remembered the name, but I don't think I ever really spoke to him in world.
That's weird to think because it's not that big a community. You would think we'd have stumbled across this gentleman.
I think I mean, I've seen him before. There's a lot of places to interact with people. There's parties, there's Twitter, there's the DAO. So I think we all interact in our own ways.
I met him actually on Twitter. I have never met him in world either, but I remember him saying that, and I think he's up in the San Francisco area.
He is. He's out of Oakland.
That's right. Yeah, he's from Oakland. That's right.
Because I mentioned I would love to go to one of his events, but he does say he comes down to LA once in a while. So. Which I wish I could have made it there, but unfortunately, I should have done it when I first looked.
Yeah, I mean, I think this conference, like you said, the tickets went up in price. I think they ate up a lot of the bandwidth. Like I walked around this morning and there's nobody here. So it was, I mean, this conference is like 25,000 people, I heard. Could be more, I don't know. But it was a lot of people. It was like a lot of people.
Well, I even looked into bus and or train, but the amount of time I had between when I arrived the one day and had to leave the next day, it didn't make it worth it.
Yeah, well, if we do another one, maybe someday you can, or maybe there'll be an event down closer to your neck of the woods. I mean, there's definitely a lot more people on the East Coast than West Coast. Like, there's a few of us up in the Northwest, but not many. And then a couple here, more in like Southern California. Actually, like Arizona has a good representation. And then it's like, I don't know, does it dry up and like nobody in the middle region, and then pretty good Midwest presence, a lot in Florida, and then like Northeast. We should have a map, like an interactive map of where you are.
I don't know a ton that are in the mountain states. Of course, Trax is in Vegas, and I believe isn't Jay there too? I think.
Yeah, I think yeah. So, looking at like travel distance, it's definitely, this is not the most optimal place for people to get to, but for tech, for this kind of industry, this is it. This is like the biggest. I didn't necessarily realize when I was coming like that this is the biggest gaming convention in the world. Met a lot of people from around the world, like Turkmenistan, like hit us up a couple times coming through. I mean, some crazy places, like people came in from Brazil and China and Japan. Like, this is the convention. This is the one that they all came to. So yeah, hopefully we got more eyes on the product and like awareness, and there was a wearable that they can claim, and I know we've been having people come in and claim that on the mailing list. So yeah, I mean, we were overall like pretty happy with the reception, like at the booth, with the amount of people coming through. Like the first day, I don't know, it was like 2:00 in the afternoon before we got a chance to to like step away from the booth for a moment. It was way too busy. Like, because I worked conferences before. I worked, well, like boat shows and different ones where you kind of stand around and you have like the lulls. But this one, there was like nothing. Maybe a little bit, like a half an hour on Thursday morning. It was like a little slow start. But then once it started, it was nonstop. It was like we had to like force each other, like, go, take a break. And like the talks were so busy. I mean, it was wild. So much information packed into, 5 short days.
I just added the video that I made for my trip. The clips from GDC are in the second part of the video in there in the second minute. But if anyone's curious, I popped it on the link above.
Nice. That was awesome. You had a good trip getting here.
You know how, like, when Rustan is not here, all of us are like, Rustan's so cool. That was, like, literally my response when I saw that video.
Thanks, Sin.
Yeah, we talk about you when you're not
If
here.
it
dude.
wasn't, if it
Just
was
like-
like, I like San Francisco. San Francisco's really beautiful. I had an awesome time, but I hate fly. I don't fly, so I rented I've done the coast drive in a convertible before, and so I made a vacation out of this, and was like, I'm renting a Camaro convertible again, and I'm driving up the coast, and I'm gonna take the coastline train back. Like, I made a trip out of it, and getting away from my kids and everything, and having zero responsibility. It was like the best thing ever, you know. So I had a blast.
Yeah, very nice video. Very, very well made. Yes. High quality. Go ahead, Jared.
I don't actually remember why I muted. I got distracted by the thought of children. Yeah. I just feel like, I don't know, I got distracted by the thought of like, oh man, that's always like what parents like kids are the best, but then you also always hear them say, oh, I'm so glad I get away from my kids.
Yeah, man. I highly recommend don't have kids.
No,
Yeah,
I'm so happy you elaborated.
you
I
know,
would like to assure anyone that knows me and has ever thought, oh God, I hope he never has kids. I have no intention of doing
Jared,
that.
you know what? Having kids would be the best thing for you because you would realize how little you fucking know and how they would humble the shit out of you.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
No,
I don't
here.
need anything else.
No. I mean,
My self-confidence.
if you're a smart talker, Jared, guess what? Your kids, they're gonna learn that, and they're gonna sass the shit out of you, and you're gonna be like,
Yeah,
"Damn it!"
I don't want to get that. That sounds like punishment.
I
don't
know.
wanna
I'm
get
trying to
punished.
punish you.
Jared,
You called me a noble OG 5 years ago, and I'm trying to punish you.
That's noble is a compliment. OG means you've been here before me.
I don't think that Twitter post was a compliment, but anyway.
I admittedly don't remember the entirety of the context, but knowing me, that doesn't sound like the kind of language I would try to use while being hurtful. So at the very least, I was trying to be diplomatic and just obviously horrifically bad at it.
You were upset that I went to a party at Rustan's with my friends, the baby dolls, and that
The irony.
So
How
anyway,
times have changed.
I think you should have children. I think you should have many, and then we don't have to
No,
put you in your
no.
place. They're gonna do
No.
that job for
Listen to me,
free.
Jared. Listen to me, Jared. Don't have kids.
Yeah, no.
But
I think that
if you never have kids, know that you can never say that you don't have the time to do something, because you have so much more time without kids than you do with them.
As I tweeted not that long ago, if I ever have children, that I will have to explain to someone why it is I spent all my Ethereum on Central Games Mythics, and I don't want to have that kind of accountability.
And
I don't
just for the record, I love my daughters. I love my daughters. Dude.
Yeah, you just
But they're
also
teenagers now, and they're killing me.
Yeah, they were way. I'm sure they were way better between the ages of like 4 and 9 when they, worshipped you as the, sweet dad who saved them and didn't have, personalities and mad about allowances or whatever kids get mad about these days. I don't know. But yeah, no, I don't.
To give you an idea, Jared, all I do is say, "Good morning," and I'm in trouble. I get yelled at.
You obviously said it wrong. I can tell right now.
Yeah,
the look on your face. You probably had like.
They didn't look at me though. I said good morning.
No, they don't have to. They don't have to.
Yeah,
girls,
they knew you had that RBS going on.
Somebody help me.
I guess, I don't know, we could talk about how some people have an instinct that gets triggered if they don't actually have children. It can be pretty difficult.
after the awkward silence, I mean, I do have a topic that maybe we could start to spark, since in 2 days it will be a 2-month countdown. CBD 2-year celebration. What are we doing? Like, or should we? Are we gonna make or try to get a whole new build together? Or are we just gonna use the one from last year and update it?
Party on Nifty Island.
Fuck no.
You're out of here. We're gonna boot you.
Party at Buffalo's Roblox place. No, at least that way you don't have to build a new build.
Building a new building no. I think we definitely should make a new build, but we should think like we should really try to break the barriers. This time, like
the build has to be built in IWB and exported and imported into Genesis City.
I was going to say it has to be done in SDK 7. And that right there will be the biggest challenge.
That's easy. Let's go.
Yeah, but if you do SDK 7, that's going to be obsolete in 2 months. It's going to be SDK 8.
No, I'm never changing. I'm going to fork Decentraland so I can stay in the traditional builder forever.
Oh, someone should have mentioned to EML they need to update the terms of service or terms of use because it still references SDK 5, and I think that is hilarious. I just think just a couple edits here and there, just bring that up to 2024. Like, skip SDK 6 entirely. You never need to mention it. That's fine.
Which, the documentation that just, it skips a few generations until it gets updated, and then even then it'll be like behind. So like, yeah, if we want to make a new build, I guess we should brainstorm some ways of like a call for builders and call for whoever wants to contribute or anything like that.
It's cool because you can collab build right in IWB right now. That's pretty awesome, You can get 5 people together and build together.
I hear you volunteering to take lead on this. Thank you. So we got you down for lead. Rustan is going to be leading.
That would be no problem, really. It's pretty easy in the IWB.
Okay, so lead build, and then do we want like creative director? What would be so cool?
Does IWB have CBD assets?
The only thing with me though is I don't
like
working with people.
You can upload. Go ahead, Rustan.
You like working alone?
Yeah, I don't like working with people. I like working alone.
Oh, that's what CBD is all about, just working alone in isolation. Definitely. Not. You have to have a team, Rustan. This is a group project. You're that kid in high school that wanted to just go work alone.
I don't need a team.
Scrum and sprint is really the way to investigate the study. There you go. To see about how to start learning to how to do software engineering with others, like Scrum and Sprint.
Well, Sinful, you can
Ooh,
drop
I'll host stand
you can
up.
drop
I'll
the
host
CBD
stand
stuff
up.
in there. You can drop the CBD assets right now.
Ooh, fancy. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not the builder, so that department is like not my department. I'm just proposing. I'm more in the entertainment side of thing, you know, the soft skills and whatnot.
My daughter used to say, "Let's play with Legos. You be the builder guy, I'll be the watcher guy."
I'll be the one that judges, yes.
That's amazing.
Well, I know the beauty of it last year was the fact that like we all came together, and like that was, I mean, even though it was like 2 o'clock in the morning the night before, we're all on Discord, trying to make something happen. I mean, I think the whole premise of community building Decentraland is that it's not one person running the charge, and so I don't know. It would be like I was reluctant to do stuff on my own last year because I didn't want to take over and just be like, all right, this is the build like you force you guys to have. So like Green Cipher helped me with the texturing, Madamus did the coding, and like, oh man, Madamus dropped it in this week so we could have like a community made project to take people to. And it was like every time I go in there, it hits me how amazing that build is. Like that really was such a cool, like his coding on it, where you can push the different buttons and make stuff happen. So I guess like, yeah, we'll put it out there, but if you guys are in the audience and you want to do something, even if you're like, I can't do anything, I don't know what to do, like we will find a way to make it, find something for people to do. Cause like ultimately, like we are the community, and this project was never meant to last like with a overlord foundation ruling us forever. Like the plan is to hand it over to the community, and so we need to exercise our ability to work together if we're ever gonna be worthy of taking over the keys to the kingdom someday. Like and
The
so that
Web3
shit starts to
keys.
yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly how it'll be done. It's easier said than done to hand over
So
a organization of this size to a community, but man, it's powerful compared to everything else I saw this week. Like, I don't know, just walking around with thousands of people being like, dang, but this, like, we have something different here in Decentraland. So I think every time we do a project like this where it's self-guided, we're just we're learning how to be leaders, and that right there is the most important thing that we can offer, is like turning into the leaders we want to see.
Yeah. I mean, even other ideas like if we want, like yeah, the build with that we made last year was incredible. Like, the thought of updating it and perhaps like I remember last year we had like two locations where like people could jump over to the whale build that was built by Argent and then like get a wearable over there. Like it could be a chance to even like do a proof of concept for like the community questing
Yeah,
like idea that Rustan mentioned.
could we do that like with help from Lastrom, or like I don't know if the in-world builder has probably not the capacity for that yet. I know you guys are working on the next gen of that. That might be too much too soon to put together, but that would be really cool.
Yeah, it depends on what you guys want to do. I mean, I'm happy to help with whatever. We've done the questing in the smart wearable and the portable experience. So we just need a plan, and then we can put it together. In-world builder's all like in-world, like the world server, so not really Genesis City. So it might not be the best application unless you just want like to build your scene for the community, like the CBD space, and then export it to Genesis City. But if you want something more robust in terms of exploring DCL, we could do that. It's a portable experience. That's easy.
It'd be cool is to have like almost like gamification, maybe not for this specific event, but like almost like where you have the Genesis, Genesis City, like on one parcel of land here, and you have to like get supplies for your trip. And then when you're ready, you go through the portal, and then it takes you to like in-world builder. Like, so then there would be almost a built-in reason to have like this world, but then you have to leave it to have the full experience. It would be built into the storytelling. Just put that out there.
Yeah. What you could do is, the world, like if you think of, again, not technical, those data centers, DCL is in one of those towers, then there's all those world servers. They're in a different tower. And so in-world builders in its own tower, but all of the worlds are on that tower. So you can teleport between those worlds. So you could have the CBD world, and then you could quickly teleport to the Argent world, and they could have a build and things like that. So you could teleport around, not to sort of dismiss Genesis City, but I don't want to say it's obsolete, but it's definitely, there are alternatives.
I think people are going to want to look for that more and more, like just more options than what you can get in Genesis City. Like, that'd be so cool if you had a backpack and you had to go jump from world to world to like load up your backpack with, I don't know, like maybe you go and you get your, your torch from, Knights of Antron made a specific world, and then you got to go and get like your food from Old Guy's Barbecue, and then like it would get
EverQuest again.
What's that, Pretties?
It'd be like EverQuest. It really was one of the key principles of the first massively online multiplayer games. EverQuest. Okay, you get this thing from this dungeon, this thing from that dungeon, and you get.
Yeah,
powerful,
I think the future is going to be like encouraging that like cross game interaction.
Stay tuned for in-world builder version 2.5 or 3. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Lastrom, you know how when you load into in-world builder, you have the loading screen set up, and it's just replacing the Decentraland loading screen. Is there a way to like force refresh the browser and use that loading screen, but make it feel like you're not actually refreshing through coding?
Not through Decentraland's SDK, unfortunately.
No. Damn. Because it'd be cool if the initial item you picked up was the backpack, and then it forced refresh so you could wear it, because it doesn't always load right away unless you refresh, right? And then you go collect the torch, and then it forced refreshed, and then you could hold the torch,
you don't need to refresh.
But it doesn't always load in your backpack once you collect a new item.
That's because of the how it can take a little while to go through the blockchain, but it does. You don't have to refresh it. Eventually, it does show up in the backpack.
Okay.
I think what's cool, Rusan, is you could create, again, as we were talking about, in-world builder version 2.5 or 3, building on top of the gamification, how wearables and in-game items work. So not everything has to be a wearable or NFT, or it could be. You also get a game item. So you could easily pick up a backpack, throw it on, and then maybe if you pick up a torch, you could literally attach it to your hand, right? Until and maybe that only happens when you do have the torch in your backpack, etc.
Yeah. That's cool.
That would have to be a smart wearable, maybe.
It can be a portable experience.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry.
But I like where you're going with it, Kanessa. We have to build the framework for the game creator first. We have something else we've already put infrastructure around, which will allow everybody to do something like this. It's going to be pretty cool, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many games here that like it's daunting and overwhelming to think, how do you compete with that? Because compared to those games, the games that we have in DCL, like, how can we compete with that? How can we compete with Unreal Engine? Like, I mean,
why should we compete?
Well, what I'm saying, I mean, why? Because like I walk by Unreal Engine and the grass looks like grass. I mean, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Do that.
The characters Well, why? Because it's user owned and operated. Somebody's got to do it.
What? Wait, hold on, what?
Decentraland is user owned and operated. So people have to create the games. So I'm saying we're competing with a world that is driven by really powerful back-end engines and really powerful talent.
We don't need to compete. We can use the Unreal Engine to actually display Decentraland scenes totally easily.
Well,
Absolutely. I
I
don't
get what you're
understand
saying,
why it's not
Knessa.
actually something that's been considered yet.
I think the
Like,
hardest part,
seriously.
Knessa, is you know, because it's user owner and user created, there isn't that like connective tissue, right? Like imagine if
I don't understand. There is. Like,
hey
I'm here. I
Proteus,
could
I'm
do
talking for a
this.
second. I'm
I
sorry,
actually
Doug.
want to do this. I
Proteus,
actually
hold on a
want
second.
to fire up Unreal Engine and try to see if I can load a
Well,
Decentraland
Proteus,
scene in
you
it,
could
because I'm sure it's
you could do
possible.
that. You could do that and stop talking over me and put all your time doing that
I'm
while
sorry.
I talk to Knessa. Just imagine like Grand Theft Auto. If all of Grand Theft Auto was people making racing games, there was no like connective tissue underneath it. I think that's our hardest part. And what you allude to is there isn't any singular thread to Decentraland. You come to True, you come to here, you come to the casino, you go there. There's no like constant, right? And I think that's the hardest part about being fully decentralized and fully user generated content is we're kind of like we have all these Lego pieces and no one wants to spend the time or there's not enough money in it to build like a sim city where we can interact with multiple things at once.
Not enough money in it. This is what I really like disagree with. Not enough time. It doesn't. I mean, I
You can't deny that there's not enough money in a Proteus. There's 150 people on the DCL servers and about 70% are bots. So the target market isn't there. Whether you take 70% or 97.5%, there's 500 million people playing Roblox. So obviously people are going to focus their
Okay.
attention where that is. That's my point. If you want to attract,
Well-
you know, indie developers and people like from Game Developer Conference and actually compete in terms of attractiveness and market share for eyes on your platform, you have to attract talent. How do you attract talent?
I can try to answer that question. Ultimately, what I think is not really clearly understood is what the point was about the Unreal Engine being competition, because this confuses me. What do you mean exactly by that?
So can I? Yeah. Do you mind if I explain
Sure,
what I'm
please.
trying to say? Is that we are built on Unity. There are games built on other platforms that are gorgeous. That does not mean that Decentraland can't have aspects that look like that. But what I'm saying, so if I can finish, please, Proteus, and then after this, I will let you have the floor. I mean, I just walked around and got cards from kids at universities, indie game studios that are hustling hardcore, trying to get their games seen. They're on Steam, they're on Reddit, they're trying to get the word out. And those games look good. They look great. FPS shooter games I got to sample, the shot hits the target, accuracy, beautiful. They're teams of 5-10 people, some of them 20-50 person studios. You look at the studios here, and I'm calling them indie studios because let's elevate ourselves, but they're 2 people teams, they're 5 people teams, and I don't care who you are, we all have 24 hours in the day, and a lot of these don't have the manpower and probably maybe even not the knowledge of like they're not coming from like Berkeley Art School, they're not coming from MIT. Like, we're doing the best with the resources we have, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is we're competing with an entire gaming industry that doesn't give a fuck about decentralization. They're building their games. Those games look really good. And that's who we're competing with, because people generally are going to look for, does the game look good? Is it fun? And then most of the time, a lot of them, I don't care if I lose my skins. Like, if I'm at the end and Fortnite, I keep buying my skins. I can't sell them back at the end.
it's a little bit pain in the ass. I was working for using the SDK 7 in for two of my new things. And one of the main problems that I, as a creator, have in using the interface and so on is that they are not connected. The same, if you're using the code in Visual Studio, that is not going to be looked in the editor. And that's a pain in the ass because you cannot see the stuffs in there. And the things that you put in the editor are not going to be reflected in the code. So it's choosing one or the other in order to work. And that's a little bit pain in the ass because then you always have to go to check in the web or the website, the previewer in Wall, if works, if not works, etc., which makes you lose valuable time. And that's something that is maybe the thing that we have to make better from the Decentraland for creators, and also the render capabilities. But the render capabilities right now, for example, we have a very few megabytes to use in a parcel. A regular parcel is 16 meters, right? So the main issue that you have in there is that you only can upload 15 megabytes. So even when you are using very few textures, and these textures are low, it's going to run. You only put in one or two textures, and it's going to run out of space quickly. So that's something that, for example, it does not happen when you are using Unity with WebGL. You can use the textures, the blah, 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 etc. Unity adapts it directly for you, etc. You don't have to worry on that. You can select that is performing for WebGL the better, and then you can publish your space, your wall, etc. In that sense, for example, the Decentraland walls or realms are better because it approaches a little bit more to that capability of not having to be 15 megabytes only with a few textures. The thing is, for example, in a game like Fortnite, even when it's looking cartoonish, they have a rich texture set. And the baking of the lights, the reflections, a lot of these things are going in there. While, for example, Decentraland is not using those things. So the difference between the cartoonish Fortnite is quite different in quality, and render quality, to the Decentraland one. How we can achieve that to don't happen, it would be the question. But it does not matter if you're using Unreal Engine, for example. You cannot publish in web right now. They deprecated that option 2 years ago. So you can use Godot, Unity, directly JavaScript. So, but honestly, you only need Unreal if you're going to do really huge games. It's because, for example, it's true that allows you to put more stuffies and etc. As a creator, I mean, that the tree count, it does not matter anymore, and stuff is like that, which are something that is great for creators. But that does not mean that is a good practice for multiplayer games. So you can do a spectacular game no matter the engine, while you're using PBR, while you're using a render pipeline that allows PBR, shadings, reflections, shadows, lights, etc., etc., etc. Those things that makes the thing looking better. The same thing happens with if you go and you're playing Genshin Impact. It's a cartoonish game, but it was #1 game 2 years ago, something like that. And the lookalike is also a non-PBR shader, but it looks so cool, and that's why the people that is playing these kind of games that in theory is cartoonish like are not quite neither into Decentraland, because there's a huge difference between the render process, the render result. I don't know if that answered the...
Yeah, I want to jump in here just because I want to get this very clear. People play Roblox and people play Minecraft, and those graphics are or can be inferior than Decentraland. So it's not a graphics issue. It's also not a poly count issue. And I would love to have you, Argent, try the in-world builder, because Decentraland has to host the stuff you upload with the builder, and they have to host all of your scenes. So they have to impose a scene limitation. When you put something in Genesis City, if they allowed everybody to have 1 million polys or detail to every scene, nothing would load based on the client that they currently have for us to use. The client being the browser version and the desktop app. Whatever underlying 3D engine that is, that's what they chose. So what Canessa is saying is there are other underlying 3D engines that are building way more complete, robust games that we have to compete with. So Proteus, you shout Web3, but why do you think no one is building an Unreal Engine for a Decentraland client? Why do you think that?
But I think it's because it's the realization that of how straightforward it would be is just not there.
So does that lack of clarity require time and effort and financial capital, do you think?
Everything does, but I mean, it's not something which the AO doesn't have, so DAO doesn't have.
Well,
so
we froze all the grants.
This
my
is
point.
like, I don't understand why it should be an issue.
It is because we froze the grant. So my point in question to you is,
froze the grant for creative stuff. We didn't freeze it for actual core stuff, which is what trying to build using Unreal Engine would be all about.
Put a proposal together and do it. My point is, it's very cumbersome.
Yeah,
you keep talking over me.
Okay,
you keep talking over
maybe
me.
I will. You know, because the thing is, the problem is, like, I've been meaning to do this, but the problem is, I really have a really hard time when there's something that drives me. I really hard time stopping it and doing other things that are somewhat important, like this. And right now it's fixing this course issue. So yes, I should stop and should probably look into this specifically.
Well, to me, it's only recommending to know that if you want to publish in a browser base any game right now, you cannot do it with Unreal. And
say again?
If you want to publish any game on Metaverse platform or whatever in the browser, like Decentraland, Monaverse, or other games that works in right now using the browser, you cannot do it using Unreal Engine, because Unreal Engine deprecated that 2 years ago. That's when they launched the 5. the Unreal Engine 5. Because of that, they choose it to don't go anymore for games launched in the browser.
But wait, really?
Yeah, really. If not, I would use Unreal for that. And I'm not using Unreal for that because
Why
of
not?
that.
I mean, it's a perfectly fine engine.
Well,
No,
I think my
I'm
question is, why
using
don't you just do
Unreal,
it?
but not.
Here, I just muted everyone because I've noticed that Lastrom has been trying to get a word in real quick, and it keeps getting buried. So I'll pass it to Lastrom, then Argent, and then to finish the explanation, and then Brochus. Lastrom, take it away.
Yeah,
Am I rugging?
No, I don't know. Last
can you hear
time?
me?
Yeah.
Can you hear
Okay,
me?
there we go. Now we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I must not hit. Argent, so the limitations on the builder website are put in there by Decentraland. The 15 megabyte limit per parcel isn't because they're using Unity or Unreal Engine. It's because Decentraland has decided that. So I would urge you to try using the in-world builder, and you can actually toggle off the scene limitations since this is a custom world server, and you can build 1 million polys on one parcel if you want. You can go as high as you want. Hold on, let me finish. You can go as high as you want because we have a custom world server, so we're not imposing those restrictions on you. But guess what? We're still using the same client that everybody else uses to experience Decentraland. So that's my point on that. So graphics and the limitations do not equal because of our client choice. The 3D engine does not determine why we have poly count and scene limitations, okay? Moving to Proteus quickly, you love to just talk about the stuff, but go do it. I'm curious to know why you or others haven't created another engine. Is it because it's not so straightforward? It's very complex. There's not enough people. There's not enough money. There's a lot of unknowns, and you're actually proving my point that it's very difficult to do.
I don't think it's that difficult. It's just that I have a hard time focusing on the things that are probably more priority than others. Like right now, the score issues is probably not that priority, and I just have to stop. But like, yeah, it's something I still need to learn to do. And like now, after this conversation, I'm feeling really driven to actually indeed fire up, download the latest version of the Unreal Engine that I unloaded from my computer because it was taking space and all that. Now that I'm trying to do stuff in Unity, but now, yes, I'm feeling the drive that I have to probably be careful about. So yeah.
Well, I just wanted to add, I work in both Unity and Unreal. And I work in different metaverse platforms. I do have a wall in the Decentraland, which I love because exactly that what last room you were saying. When I was saying that of the parcels, I was just referring to the Decentraland limitations that they put, not because the engine cannot do more. In fact, the Decentraland engine can do a lot, but a lot. The only thing is that the Decentraland Foundation decided that the limitations, for it, whatever reason, maybe it was a server reason, I don't know that part. Maybe it's because if they allow it to do it other way, they were expecting instability and a lot of lag issues, and it's better to have a metaverse without lag issues than a metaverse that, yeah, it can be super cool, but no one can get into, because major part of these things, even when it looks terrible like Minecraft or whatever, is the experience that you as a player has also with other players in your alone voyage, but also the collective one. And that's something that, for example, in the Decentraland, it's difficult to compete with. I was watching the new game in Epics that is coming based on the story of the Monkey King, Goku. And it's like, oh my gosh, I want this game to play it so badly because it's super cool, the and I admire a lot the story of the Monkey King since very little. And I think we are the Son Goku generation too. So eh, for me was like, oh my gosh, but that's a different thing that I get from when I am in the Central. In the Central, for example, what I see is a lot of cool people with cool outfits doing what they want to do and dancing crazy and being a little bit playful and joyful. And maybe one of them is like more versatile to jump around while the others are trying without lag in different environments that are challenging. And as a creator, for example, I was so satisfied. I will be in. I was sharing here in the comments what I am doing for the Central and Art Week with Meshfair. And now it's a little whip and preview for you to see. And I was so damn happy to make it worth the transparency in video that you cannot have an idea. And that's something that you don't have the same how to say it, mm, answer or satisfaction or excitement or something that that the community is going to watch. Because as creator you don't know, sometimes is the game, as Canessa was saying, you can do super cool games, the game kits that you were saying before, the in college that they do it in Steam, super cool games, but no one is watching them because indie developing in indie games are terrible hard to sell, to be featured, to etc. It's a lot of marketing resources, etc. For example, today I was like exhausted thinking that I have to do my own marketing for, but yeah, guess what? I also come in here, I share because I share it, and I know that at least one of you or more than one of you are going to go to the art week and probably watch my art installation. While in the other way, I would not sure, and all the effort will be lost. So that's my point. And later on, I'm going to put this, of course, in my wall, in my Decentraland wall, because I wanted to make it even bigger, instead of the little 16 by 16, I wanted to make it like more feature and more bigger, as Lastrom was saying.
Thank you, Argent. I think that's helpful to get your perspective as well. I appreciate that. I am gonna have to wrap things up pretty soon. I'm gonna get kicked out of my hotel room and I'm gonna go grab some lunch. So yeah, I will probably be heading out of here very soon, but the conversation can continue on. I think I'll wait. I don't know if Sinful's here or not, so I'll make sure he's back. Before I go, let's see, Mies and Make, you guys came up to speak. I don't know who came up first, but before I run, how you guys doing?
Well, hello. What a stimulating conversation, family. How are you? Happy Saturday, all. I don't know. First and foremost, the fact that we actually have Rustan, and I've been sitting here every week thanking him for all the work, and he's never there when I'm there. I just want to first of all thank Rustan personally and Dr. Drip for all the work they did to get A Kid Called Beast heads ready. I think we're getting closer. Like, the work that they did is absolutely incredible. And when I tell you, I really hope we get this chance to welcome the family in. And I think also, I don't want to say anything ahead of time, but I think we're getting close. I think there's become a solution that can protect the beast without changing anything. So that's really exciting. I've had some initial talks with the parties involved that we might be closer than ever. So I'll know more in about, I'd say, a week to 2 weeks. Hopefully, I hope there aren't extra challenges, but I wanted to thank them and you, Canessa, personally for getting us where we are. And I mean it. I really think without any major hiccups, which we know can happen at any given time, I think we're a few weeks away. And then hopefully we can find new ways to welcome in the community again and start rejoining some of the fractured energy that's kind of happened in between that time, and work on a party and work on bringing people into some of our favorite places, get some of our favorite DJs and musicians, and do what it is we do best, which is like go party and hang out together. Uh, I don't know. I think the graphics right now are just fine. I mean, again, we talked about kids and whether we want to have them or not. I happen to have two I spend a lot of time with, and they play Roblox and Minecraft all the time, and they don't give a shit about the quality of visuals. It's about how much fun we can have together they have with their friends. Sure, the mini games really help out, and that would be great to keep evolving that section, but most of the time they're hanging out with their favorite people. And that's why I do come to Decentraland to hang out with you all. And that's why I come here on Saturdays to be really grateful for people who are out here just building the way they build. And it's a different place. It's a place that we like to be for our own reasons. I like it because you can auto dance, and I can wear my friends' wearables and hear great DJs and find out new things. And I think we just remember what it is, and what if we spend all our time thinking about what we're not as people or places or things, we never get where we're going because we spend all our time wishing we did something else. Um, I think it's more about bringing the unity back amongst ourselves and finding ways to get more people involved when that happens, right? Like, when we all get together for something we all believe in, I think it's about as fun as anything else we do in Web3. So I just remember that. I think pulling our families and friends, whether fractured or not, back together enough to enjoy ourselves is a big part of the success of this. And we all grow together when we're all working together, going the same direction. So that's what I got. But thanks for going and pushing DCL. It looked like a lot of fun. And I'm going to keep hanging out with y'all and keep pushing whatever's possible forward. I really hope this works, and I mean it. There have become solutions that make this possible. So fingers crossed, family.
Thank you, Make. I'm gonna wrap up because they're gonna kick me out of my hotel room in about 12 minutes if I don't. Um, yeah, one surprise was actually the Blender people that came by, and I didn't realize what a big deal Decentraland is for Blender. Like you always think, oh, like they're helping us, well, we're helping them. And I didn't realize how dang cool they are compared to some of the other options. So, like, yeah, the Blender people were awesome. I got a sticker and a pin. Yeah, so I'll probably wrap it up. I don't know if anybody has questions about it. You know where to find me. I will just say that, like, I've never been more bullish, not because we're gonna be the coolest looking platform, but what I was hoping, just what I knew would happen is at least I would have an opinion one way or another leaving this conference about the people that are leading us and guiding us. And what I look at is there are so many ways that a person or a group of people could have built a decentralized open world. And the fact that they did it the way that they did it, there's a lot of choices they could have done to take profit and to make this a totally different space. And like the ethics, even just, the choice to go with something like Blender, like I've never been more bullish on where we're going, and I'd say it's because of the 3 people. 4, Kim was there for a little bit, then she had to leave, but like I believe in people, not projects. And so yeah, I mean, I'm already a lifer, but I really appreciated getting to know like some of their personal sentiment of like what they think about the project and where it's going. So yeah, that's me. I'm gonna jump out of here so they don't kick me out, push me away. Last time you had your hand up, was it something that I said real quick, or do you want to wait
No.
until
I was just gonna say, if people wanted to stay, we were gonna build or join
Yeah.
the DAO Discord. We're gonna build live in World Builder for the competition, and want everybody to come and continue to hang out and build together. I think it's fun. So that community effort is really highlighted, and wanted to just continue hanging out with people on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, in this Twitter space, you guys can keep, if you want to talk about that next, the Twitter space can keep going. I just, you'll hear like the guards break down my door if I stay here longer. So I will be out. You guys have a good week. Thank you for being here. Take care of each other, and I will see you sometime in the near future.
Bye. Bye,
Enjoy,
Canessa.
Canessa.
I'm so jealous. Canessa got to like live my metaverse dreams, my hopes and dreams in the last week. I guess jealous is not the word. I'm very, very proud. Like, I'm excited that she got to talk to so many different individuals, meet people from the team, as well as like, just spread the word of our decentralized cult here on Decentraland. Lol, 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 lol. Just want to do a couple shout outs. I see that virtual land manager popped in. Good to see you, man. It's been a while. We have old guy, Julianne, toxic waifu, Judas, mean green doge is in the house. So yeah, very good to see you all. Are there any more topics that anyone would like to cover? If not, I guess we could just close down and move over to DAO Discord and hang out with Mies and Lastrom. Anyone that would like to talk, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted, I was going to ask what Discord, the CBD or the Decentraland DAO one?
DAO Discord.
Yeah, hey, I just wanted to speak real quick. I know we're ending, so I just wanted to invite everyone. I know we've already mentioned it, but Lastrom and I are going to be in the DAO Discord. We're going to be in the voice chat, and we're going to be streaming or working with you all. If you would like, you can share your screen, and we'd be glad to help get you set up as far as with the in-world builder. And we do have a build competition going on, and so we're going to be extending that. And so there's plenty of time to start building. And if you're interested, please come join us, and we'll get you set up. So we hope to see you there, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Mies. Thank you. And I did see that we had a new speaker come up. Toxic Waifu, how are you today?
Hello, friends. I hope it's okay if I just crashing the space. I wanted to talk a few minutes about the last TikTok Thursday because we had so much fun. I hope you guys saw the TikTok that we made in the toilet. And yeah. So I just wanted to tell you all that the finished NFT of all the users that were in the toilet will be displayed at the DCL Art Week next week on the community parcel. And yeah, I just wanted to tell you all.
Community parcel, would that be the in-world builder one, or a different one?
I just talked to Bay, and as it seems, it's like one parcel of the Art Week got free, and they used it to display selfies of the community and gave us a whole room for the NFT. So that's what I know at the moment.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. When will that be on display?
I think it will be on display on the first day. When the art week starts, you can go there and see it. And yeah, we gave the NFT out to everyone who is on the finished NFT, and everyone got free copies so that they can share them with the community. And yeah, just happy that the last TikTok Thursdays went so well. And I think Rustan was bringing up the gifts for Tino on the first few minutes of the space. And I think this is such a great idea that we're doing some memes on the next TikTok Thursday. So I hope to see you all there.
Yep. I was seeing the pictures. They were looking amazing. Or I mean, even the post, the video that you made. It looks like everyone was having so much fun. I mean, awesome idea, Toxic. You know, making something for others. You know, you're bringing an experience for those around you. So good idea. Good job. Good work. There's your pat in the back for Toxic Waifu. Let's see. I see Bio's hand is up. Is he speaking? I just can't hear him. Am I rugging?
I don't hear either.
Okay, cool. Okay, you guys hear me. That's the part that I was worried about. Well, I guess perhaps we'll just give it a few minutes, see if Bio will check back in with us or anything. But what was I gonna mention? Oh yeah. Um, of course, I'm gonna mention this as soon as she leaves, but um, I guess this week's guest for Beyond the NFT is going to be Kanessa, everyone. So keep an eye out for that one. She might share some more stories about her adventures over at the conference, as well as like maybe even some more sentiments between Foundation and what they're trying to do. Like I'm very curious, very curious. Like I mean, I understand that like like I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. I guess. Bio, you're back. Take it away.
Yo, Sinful, can you hear me? I'm sorry about the signal service. It's raining crazy over here in New York, and signal's horrible out here right now.
Yep, I hear you.
Perfect. Shout out to everybody, man. Sinful, shout out to you as well for the community build spaces as usual every week. I always love the talks that go amongst the community. Shout out to Toxic Waffle as well, and everybody else joining in with us. Just to tap in a little bit what Toxic Waffle said, if you guys definitely should check out the art week. For those that don't know, starts on the 26th. There is some posts already going around from Art Week from the foundation going on from the 26th to the 29th. And you can definitely check out those advertisements on the day of the 26th. Vita TV will be running the advertisements distribution this year for the foundation, including promotions of the NFTs of all the arts of the artists, including Toxic Wafu and everybody else. And if you're interested in participating and checking that parcel address, if I'm not mistaken, should be 6161. That's a little alpha there for you guys to check out the amazing build that they're making this year. It is one location, one parcel, if I'm not mistaken. Once again, definitely check it out. It's going to be an amazing event this year for a lot of artists that are joining and participating in this year's foundation event going on. But with that being said, thank you again, Sinful. Just want to tap in there and just give a little bit of some light to where that might be located at for those that want to pass by and visit there. please do. And I just also want to end this off by saying shout out to Decentraland Brazil. For those that will be in New York City for NFT NYC, I will ask of the community if you can all kindly please support the movement. We will be promoting Decentraland in New York City, where Brazil, Alcho Venado, will be flying from Brazil to New York City to come host an event here in dedication and promoting Decentraland DAO and the foundation as well. So if you guys can kindly please support us, I would appreciate that. And shout out to anyone who wants to get promoted onto this event. Just DM me. I'll be more than happy to promote you guys on the stream as well. This goes for you as well, Sinful. You do a lot. I definitely want to take my hat off to you and give you your flowers, because as a community activist, you are one who's been very persistent and very dedicated in bringing value to the platform, specifically with your spaces, your podcast show, and your consistencies at what you do perfect, man, streaming. So thank you again, guys. I'm sorry for the background noise in New York City, but you know New York, so with a whole bunch of noises in the background. So have a good one. Blessings to everybody. I love you all. Keep being us. Keep being Decentraland. The future is near, and we are the future. We are here today. Blessings again.
Thank you, Bio. And I did pin a tweet up at the top for Mesh Art Fair, so anyone that's interested in the event and when it starts and stuff like that, I will also comment it in the bottom here, so we could come back to it later if anyone is looking for it. And yeah, I guess on that note, thought I saw someone else pop up, but I don't see him anymore. So I guess good time to close it out, everyone. It's been an awesome chat. Really appreciate like the conversation and all the thoughts being shared, and that's how we move forward, and like by just bouncing ideas. And definitely like it was good hearing from Lastrum, opening up some kind of perspective of how things work and stuff like that. So shout out to you, Lastrum. Yeah, and go hang out if you have any time. Go hang out with them at the DAO Discord. They're going. Him and Meese will be hosting kind of like a in-world builder session. They'll help you out if you need any help building on it or using it. So yeah, check it out, everyone. I'm as a little homework for myself. I guess I'll have to like make a poll or something to see how we can go along with the building aspect of the CBD second year celebration. Like whether we use the old build and create a little quest around it to jump around to different builds that are built with in-world builder, or just do in-world builder altogether, just as the whole thing. So yeah, well, we have 2 months. It's starting 2 weeks from, or 2 days from now. We have 2 months. It'll be a 2-month countdown. So I think we're on schedule. And yeah, thank you everyone for your time. And yeah, check out decentraland.org, everyone. Buy some wearables. Take care. I'll see you all next week. Bye.
Shine, the more that I strive, the more that I start, the more that I cheat, the more that she lead, the more that she cry, the harder to trust.
Alrighty. That was a fun space today. Oh, please excuse me, everyone. That was a fun space. I really appreciated the conversation. All the friends that are here today. Oh, wow. Every time I look around in the world,